What is up, everybody? How you doing? You feeling good? I hope so. I'm doing pretty good. Hey, today I'm going to be reacting to a group of ladies called Dreamcatcher. The song is called Odd Eye, and this is kind of continuing a trilogy here with the song Scream, Bokeh, and now we're ending with the song Odd Eye. I enjoy these ladies because I enjoy their melodies, their hooks. The beats are fantastic. They use all sorts of crazy instruments, and on top of that, the girls move in some very interesting ways, and the imagery is fantastic. Today, I'm hoping to get a better understanding of some of the lyrics and how this all ties together, and it's going to be a good time. If you're new around here, please consider liking and subscribing. I do this sort of thing all the time, and I'd love to have you here with me. All right, without further ado, let's switch screens and let's get right on into it. All right, we kill this audio. Let's get right to it. Dreamcatcher, Odd Eye, the music video from, oh wow, this is from January 26th of 2021. So this is brand new. Brand new. Looks kind of futuristic. Drinking a tall glass of red, whatever that is.
모두가 바람 찬란한 이곳 셀 수 없이 슬픔을 흘린 후 조금씩 보이는 new world 경계선을 넘어선 그 공간 더 아름다운 풍경을 in my eyes 긴 방황 끝에 찾은 그 빛을 나도 마주쳐버린 희망 속의 light 더욱더 투명해져 마음이 mistake 빛으로 가려지는 sorrow 미소의 속아 방심하는 그 순간 숨은 비밀을 봐 all day 더 깊이 빠져들어봐 다갈 듯한 거짓말 달콤함이 가려져 경계를 넘는 눈과 끝까지 맞서려는 절망 끝이 있지 않을까 First 여긴 찾던 곳이 아닌걸 No more utopia
Okay, before we move on to this next part here, I briefly mentioned they use a lot of interesting sounds and instruments and whatnot. The beginning there was fantastic because it was a trail end of a piano type sound. You didn't hear the initial attack; you just kind of heard the sound right after that, the reverberation off of it. It was pretty cool. It definitely keeps things a little moody, kind of pensive and whatnot. They came in straight with this awesome little hook, this nice little beat as well. They kind of had some of that cymbal play or hi-hat play you might see from popular styles of music like trap music and that sort of like hip-hop beat, but it's not as intricate where they're playing just a bunch of little things in the hi-hat and it gets a little distracting for my taste. This is cool. It definitely got a nice little hook here. We're moving on to some part here. It wouldn't surprise me if they gave us another drop, but we're gonna take this back just a little bit so I can get the full understanding of this. Here we go.
끝이 있지 않을까 First 여긴 찾던 곳이 아닌걸 No more utopia
Yeah, live it up. 무의미해 발버둥치네 같은 곳에 머문 듯해 다시 끝없는 갈증을 낳는 채 신기를 쫓아도 거기엔 없는데
황홀한 찰나 완벽한 환상 현실을 가린 채 변하진 눈에 보이는 결말
Fantastic build.
마주쳐버린 희망 속의 light 더욱더 교묘해져 my mistake 빛으로 가려지는 sorrow 미소의 속아 방심하는 그 순간 숨은 비밀을 봐 all day 더 깊이 빠져들어봐 다갈 듯한 거짓말 달콤함이 가려져 경계를 넘는 눈과 끝까지 맞서려는 절망 끝이 있지 않을까 First 여긴 찾던 곳이 아닌걸 No more utopia 저 급히 변하길 바랬던 나 이상적인 꿈 조금씩 사라져가는 걸멈 나를 따라만 오는 줄 알았던 그림자를 따라가는 듯이 바꾸지 못하는 운명 속에 희망은 더 사라져가 근데 눈을 가려 all day 더 깊이 빠져들어 so dark 다갈
That's it. Oh man, they just leave you wanting more. Let me take this back here, and we'll get this going in the back because I want to give some kind of visual. Dreamcatcher. Let me tell you about Dreamcatcher and what I find fascinating about this collective group of artists together. The first thing that really stands out to me is just the sound design on a jam like this. We've heard this performance alone. I heard 4 different snares, 3 different kicks, some interesting cymbal play there, some great hooks, awesome beats, and the hook is really kind of what gets me. As far as like the sound design and things like that go, I really enjoyed a bit of grit that was added to this song. This might be my favorite one that I've heard so far from Dreamcatcher, and I like that. I like when my favorite thing I hear from an artist is their newest stuff, because that just leads me to believe that like they're going in that direction, and maybe I'll hear more stuff similar to this. But I mean, there's not a drastic difference between this and other things that I've heard. I just happen to like this one a little bit better. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it is because it's an introduction of guitar, or more prevalent in the mix guitar. And it's got an interesting effect on it too. They're using kind of a little bit of a flange to it, but it's a very subtle flange. It gives it kind of like that wet sound almost. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I almost, and I don't want to get flack for this, but I'm almost kind of getting Britney Spears type vibes from this. And I know it's probably not something I should say, but I want to think out loud and I want to express my feelings here. And the reason I'm getting the Britney Spears vibes to it, it has nothing to do with how they look visually or the fact that they are female-fronted artists similar to Britney Spears. The reason I'm getting that kind of vibe from this is actually sonically. And it comes down to that guitar sound, you know, that flangey kind of wet, wishy-washy guitar. It's something you hear in just some of her music. And I'm not saying this is in any way copying it or it's a direct carbon copy of any kind, because it's really not, because there are a lot of interesting details and interesting differences between both artists, especially the song that I'm thinking of. For instance, there's a rap part in this song where things kind of break down a little bit. I like how things build in this song, and as soon as you think they're about to drop, because you're kind of used to having these massive hooks from these girls, they decide to like speed it up a little bit and kind of hit you with some techno. Then it was interesting during that part too, where the verse was going to that main chorus hook part, where they introduced a different snare as well. They added more of a live sounding snare. It was still heavily compressed and very electronic sounding, but it still kind of had that live feel to it, which just gave it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more, feeling behind it. But I mean, structurally and from the sound design in a song like this, I dig it. I dig it because it's done in a creative way. It's done in a fun way, and it made me want to dance. I'm not a dancer. You'll never see me on the dance floor. I'm just not that guy. But this made me want to dance. It made me want to move. It's just a good all around rock and dance song kind of. It all ties together. From those other 2 songs, Scream and Boca, into this one. And I had the subtitles on there for the beginning of it, and I realized my logo was covering it. And I'm like, oh my God, that looks horrible, and nobody's gonna be able to read it, so I turned it off. So one, I apologize about that. I didn't realize we were gonna be covering it. But it's absolutely beautiful. In the end, the Dreamcatcher, oh man, I missed that. Let me see if I can take this one back here. In the end, the Dreamcatchers couldn't find Utopia. Oh my God, come on, stop it. The way they dreamed of. So I guess at the end of this story here, they didn't, get to Utopia. Maybe that's the whole idea of these 3 songs together, that they're trying to, reach a higher level or get to Utopia or whatever the case may be. But it's kind of a bummer they couldn't get to it. Dude, I dig their logo too. Like this little Dreamcatcher thing down here, just the font on it. That's just badass looking, man. It's just badass. A lot of the imagery too is like super futuristic. This is a style that I really, really enjoy. You got your tree here, but it's like, looks like there's these wires coming off it, these neon wires that are plugged into something, like it's somehow, electronic. And I love that. I love the imagery of organic and electronics mingling together and intertwining in an interesting way. And we saw a lot of that in this video from the very, very beginning, where, we had this red cup, moving on to her in this almost like futuristic dystopian atmosphere. It looked like this looked like, I feel like this could be like a pretty badass sci-fi movie, but I don't know. But you know what? I liked it. I'm not sure where I need to go here from Dreamcatcher. I didn't know that I got sucked into a trilogy with listening to one song and realized it was part of a trilogy, and I wanted to finish it before I moved on, but I'm told this group in particular, they actually rock. They actually have some metal in some of their music and some hard rock and whatnot. And I'd be very, very interested to hear that because that's more familiar to me and that's more, my style. Not saying that I don't enjoy this style from time to time, but usually the rock is kind of my thing. And I'd love to hear what they could do with that sort of sound and to dissect that and to really get into that. So if you have any suggestions for me and you're feeling kind, please leave them down in the comments. I'd highly appreciate it. And it'll help me navigate where I should go next with the band Dreamcatcher. So if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. If you want to join me for this Dreamcatcher journey and just kind of see how it goes, subscribe to that button. There's a little button down there. It'll help me out. Appreciate it. But guys, I'm going to catch you out on the next video. And until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.